Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. I don't always put software on this show, but when I do, it will trigger even the most mentally stable FL Studio bro. Today we are going to talk about SERUM. With this 2014 software instrument, XFER established the industry standard for wavetables, wubs, wobbles, all kinds of postmodern EDM donks, and letting your computer's CPU go up in flames. At the first glance, SERUM is ticking all the video game's inventory screen boxes. A UI design straight out of the Dark Knight Batcave with an on-screen keyboard, awe-inspiring yet slightly intimidating wavetable displays, not your daddy's collection of standard and definitely non-standard filter shapes, and a complex LFO and envelope section so self-explanatory even a child can use it.
And they do.
At the core of this synth architecture that seems like a mini-moog on Heisenberg's finest lie the two aforementioned wavetable oscillators covering more or less everything from analog-ish basics to Nick's Dream and Skrillex Wasteland, and plenty of digital and not so digital waves to scan through. None of these options tickle your fancy, no problem, you can draw your own shapes, import audio and build custom tables with ease. Warp not only allows for sync and FM-like sounds, but also lets you go on psychedelic journeys unheard of in the world of hardware synthesizers. Unison sounds are the synth's strong suit. You can add a no-frills sub-oscillator and a sample-based noise generator that turns the plugin into a simple rompler. The filter section comes with a seemingly endless menu offering digital approximations of analog staples and more left-field options that turn generic presets into your very own and never-heard-before trademark sound. Snappy envelopes are great for drums, and the LFOs let you dial in the soundtrack to a romantic Transformers get-together Dubstep aficionados love so much. Given all these sci-fi sound design tools, I was surprised to find a rather conventional FX section thrown in for good measure. It is very easy to implement complex modulations. Just drag and drop one of the modulators onto a destination, dial in intensity, and use the mod matrix for fine-tuning and/or if you actually want to see what's going on. 16 slots are not much though. LFOs, envelopes and regular MIDI stuff aside, you can add MPE, up to 4 macrocontrollers and the 2 internal chaos generators to the equation. All this has become synonymous with rock-hard basses, razor-sharp leads, futuristic noises, and CPU-munching polyphonic sounds of all sorts. As we are talking about relentless consumption of processing power, yes, almost 10 years after the plugin's release, my humble Mac Mini M1 is struggling to handle polyphony-heavy arrangements, and chances are you will have to apply track freeze if you're not rocking a maxed-out gaming setup. In case you're wondering where this obscenely powerful sound design battle droid came from, feel free to Google Steve Duda, the hardware version presented by the one and only only Goat Lord was most probably just a computer rendering, and if you don't want to shed out almost twice the price of Faceplant you can rent to own using the Skynet of music production, or just download the freeware clone Vital, aka when you order SERUM from wish.com. The streamlined workflow and no prisoners taken tones of SERUM took the world by storm. Are people getting sick of the omnipresent hyper-digital sound aesthetics? You have already heard the plugin in today's intro tune. There are synths with more tonal depth, but the mix of classic VA sounds and proudly digital wavetables has an appeal to it. Time to combine it with a fully analog drum machine. That bass certainly packs some punch, and I appreciate the wide variety of atmospheric bleeps and bloops. There are more authentic analog emulations out there, but that's probably not what you would get SERUM for. The analog drum brute Impact had a hard time keeping up with the plugin. I wanna know how SERUM fares as a modern drum machine, and let's add some outboard gear for a more analog flavor. Former employer of SERUM's creator might have had some impact on the overall tone of the synth. Adding analog processing makes a lot of sense given the in-your-face sound aesthetics. Using a CPU-hungry plugin like SERUM in a jam situation comes with certain risks. Let's exploit Ableton's freeze track functionality in this SERUM-only eschatological SciBM Goa trance punishment. SERUM is a ridiculously overpowered sound synthesis behemoth, and its influence on electronic music in general is comparable to that of hardware classics like the Korg M1, Roland JP8000 or Axis Virus. I found it easy to establish a highly productive workflow, but, and it feels kinda wrong to say this, I'm not particularly fond of how it sounds. Yes, there are plenty of techniques for working around the oftentimes cold and sterile timbre, but having heard it on so many questionable records makes me feel like I'm using the DX7 of the 2010s. Whenever I make an episode about software, I catch myself thinking,
I'm getting too old for this sort of thing.
Only to become aware of the fact that I was born in the same year as Deadmau5. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and welcome to the monthly Vocoder Shoutouts. As I have spent most of this week in a dark void of software instruments, Ableton's built-in Vocoder seems to be the most appropriate choice for turning SERUM into speech. Tier 4.
Dollarite of the Pyramid, Chris Sebelensky, Rocco Misko, DJ Ben Diagram, Tyler, Thomas Diefenbach, Glitchy, Silicon Bassist, Merle, Marino Scrivenhoven,
Tier 6.
BMJ, Dagobert Michelsen.
Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you next month.